Hi, this is Patricia and welcome back to my channel. This is part 3 or the third journal in my little Christmas trifecta, and it's my favorite one, and that's why I saved it for last. Are those Santa sleigh bells? No, it's the journal. This journal was inspired by my grandmother, and we spent, this is my father's mother and lived in the same town that we did. And we spent a lot of weekends there because either my parents were working or my father in the summer was over there working in their garden and things like that. So, but in the winter, we would snuggle under her cozy quilt and she would pull out her photo album about once a month. And we would sit there and look through all the old vintage photographs of the family and friends, people. I have no idea who they were, but they were on those black photograph sheets with the little paper corner things holding the photos on. They were all in black and white. So when I thought about this one, because this is a memory keeper journal, and I thought about that cozy quilt, and so that is exactly what I wanted to do. And so this one is called Photographs and Memories, and this is a quilt that I handmade for the cover, and I think it came out so pretty. I just love it. And usually I used to hand make all or sew all the quilts, but then I bought a quilting sewing machine, and now it's wonderful. I can get more done. But I had so much fun making it, and with each little stitch, even though a sewing machine, I thought about who would have the journal and the memories that they would share. It's called Photographs and Memories because there are areas in this journal where you can place photographs and there are memories. This is a specific writing journal, and let's open it up and see what it is, and I'll share with you, plus the jingle bells, isn't that fun? My ideas. And so here we go. And as with the last one, I did not put anything in the cover. If you buy this, you elect to, and you want a pocket, I'm happy to put something in there for you. And these journals were started with the idea of them selling in the fall on October the 1st. I missed that deadline, unfortunately. But so there's some things like that in here. But I found this quote, and this made me realize this is exactly what I wanted to do. And it says, "I wish I had realized that family history is a perishable commodity. It disappears with time as memories fade and as loved ones pass on. I wish I'd known that the most important aspect of family history is preserving a record of the present for the future." Isn't that wonderful? So that's exactly what I wanted to do with this. And I don't know if you can see it. Let's put it up to the camera. In the faded background is a family portrait. It's a husband and wife and their 3 little children. So that is where the idea for this journal came from. And let's see what we have. On the first page, I had the sticker of the guy with the camera, so photographs. You can actually put a photograph here and then cover it up. This paper is one of Rachel, who is Roxy Creation. Sorry about that, Rach. But I thought it went so beautifully with this autumn picture I had, so I had to use it. The back is got lined paper, and I used as much lined paper as I possibly could throughout the journal to make it easier to write and be a little bit more legible. But in that pretty, she has that as an embroidery over some of her coffee dyed paper. It's gorgeous. And this is, of course, Medieval Mirage. That's a picture that I got from Pinterest. This is from the TikTok from Pina Shabby Dabby Doodie. Now, again, this is Halloween, and I made a little tag with pumpkins. My neighbor at our old house grew like pumpkins, and it was so cool. And this is a big writing tablet on the front and on the back. And isn't that cute? But if you've got your kids a little picture of them trick-or-treating in your camera, you can still print it out and just paste it maybe here. And this is some more of that alleged 1920 vintage lace. It is beautiful and it is vintage. I don't know if it's from the 1920s though. And more of the TikTok. I love this picture of walking through an autumn wood by a little creek. And this I love too. This is Medieval Mirage. I think this paper is from Rachel's, but I'm not sure. It might be antique papery. She had a French paper collection And it might be that because this is French writing here. But on the back, you can still journal on the back. And then we still have a bunny. Remember, count the bunnies. But my grandmother, my mother's mother that had the tobacco farm, she had the same wooden cook stove right in her kitchen. She did not churn butter. She bought it. But this was, the table was right beside it. And we spent many days in that kitchen. And it just evoked so much happiness for me. I wanted to add it to there. And sometimes I just cut out a page like this and pasted it on. It's not meant to be a pocket, but this is one of those picture things that you can stick your picture in there, and you can write on the back what it is. And these aren't these pretty? These are more of Rachel's Roxy creation. They're called nature tags. You wouldn't know they were Rachel's without that label, right? But aren't they pretty? I just think they're gorgeous. So they were on my desk, and I just saw it and thought I'd pick it up and show you how to use this journal. Again, this is Thanksgiving, and I'm a little bit late, but you can still use the journal and just write down some things. This was a little Thanksgiving message, and this is where you could write, I'm thankful for. It's not too late to go back. It's only been a couple weeks, so you can do that. I love this tag. And I love this paper. This is antique papery. It's blue. It's going to be throughout. But this little tag reminds me so much of autumn with the pumpkins and the lantern. And on the back has a little belly band and with a little envelope. And it's got some paper in there. And you can write a little message. And I was, in some parts, gluing on some words in these. But then I decided to leave them blank. And you can fill them in yourself. Like, you know, like if your children's name is Jane and John, you could put that in there and things of that nature. But I love that. And there are a lot of more journaling tags than, or cards than tags. And this is the same thing, a little fall thing. You can certainly put a picture on the back and write a tag. It might be even fun to use some of the pastel glitter pens. If the little kids have some of those. I love this little guy right here. Any cute little pilgrim pushing his little wheelbarrow. And this is so cool. I don't remember if I told you about it in the other journals. This paper, I didn't really pay any attention to what the number was. But I had a lot of Patricia Cornwell's books. And her books are printed on really nice quality paper. So what I did was I went around and found the chapter pages because they're blank at the top. And I would tear them out and put them on the tags. And then it occurred to me that the chapter numbers were vintage looking. So I thought, gosh, that looks great in here. And there's another little rabbit. There's not one on the back, but, and then he's right in there. He's so cute. Look at that little face. More lined paper, so you can write that up. And again, it's the same thing. More journaling space. That's the chapter 35. This is more of Rachel's paper. This is from her line called Marie. I just love that. That's so pretty. And then here are 3 little bunnies trick-or-treating. This is from Rachel's embroidered paper in there. So if they're counting bunnies, those are 3 little extra ones. And I'll try to stick them so they can see them. And then that's just a little black cat sitting on some pumpkins. And I love this Santa, so he had to come in a journal. Just a belly band with a little tag that you can write on right under there. It'd be even cool if you would paste a picture back here or on the top and stick it right under. This is Medieval Mirage, and this is just some of the check paper, fabric that I had. I thought it looked pretty cool. TikTok. I love this picture of these leaves, so that's why I made a tag of it. This is Medieval Mirage. And you can write on the back, and that's a little TikTok label that you can say what this is if you want to paste a picture in there or write. And then some vintage cameras, which I thought was cool. This also is supposed to be vintage lace. It certainly looks the part, but I don't know the year. But it is obviously old, but I don't know if it's antique, but it is vintage. And then this is a fabric tag that I thought looked really pretty for fall. But it's got a paper on the back that you can absolutely write and journal card on. And then this is one of Rachel's little doilies. It comes from her kit called the White Doilies. I think they're so cute. You can make them mini or you can make them bigger. And this is TikTok. I love this. Isn't it pretty? And there's another thing, a label that you can write maybe the date or where you went, what you did that day. This is Medieval Mirage. And this is pretty. I think I got that from Pinterest. And every page in here is printed on presentation paper, so it feels really nice. And the ink from the printer doesn't bleed through to the other side. And that just says autumn shows us how beautiful it is to let things go. And when you go back and look at some of the walking in the woods, yeah, see, isn't this gorgeous? That really, autumn just let it go. And I love these little tags. And it's because I want children to write in here too. I tried to put something in here that would interest them. And they can write on the whole back like that. They can write on this paper. And here's our little guy again, but Snoopy has on his little pilgrim hat. I don't know if you can see him. Is he cute or what? And everybody knows that Thanksgiving special that they had where he served popcorn and pretzels, and everybody was mad. And then when I was a little girl, we always had a holiday recital from school, and our parents would come. And every year we sang Over the River and Through the Woods, to Grandmother's house we go. And so I thought I would put the words to that in here as a little homage. And you can sing it yourself because it's fun to sing. And this is just some more writing paper. There's another journaling card that you can write with on the back. I put these in there again so Santa would be able to find his way. And of course the ships that sail to the New World. And then they have Thanksgiving and they're thankful. And then these are just some other little tags. I put a little tag pocket on the back of that one. That one just says, rejoice in the season of light and love. And that just has some music paper on the back. And this is TikTok. Every second counts, especially when you're counting down to Christmas. And some more autumn themed. I love this picture. And this is some more of this vintage lace. I don't want to say it's from the 20s because I don't know, but it is vintage. But isn't that little boy cute? She's obviously the firstborn because she's older and she's done this before. She's middle. She did it last year, and this is his first year. Isn't that just the cutest thing? My son had blonde hair like that. And kind of that face when he first went sleigh riding. But you can put a photograph in here and then, you know, cover it up. Then you can maybe put the, you know, them on the sleigh down there. We didn't have snow for 7 years, and so when it finally snowed, he went sledding every day for the 2 days it stayed. Another beautiful autumn page, and here's some more of the photo paper. You just stick it right on in there, and you'll have a little place for it. You can write on the back what it is. Just another journal card that's blank and some antique papery. No, I'm sorry, that's Medieval Mirage. And this is, just remind me, this actually kind of reminded me of Gone with the Wind when poor Scarlett's out there saying she'll never be hungry again. But anyway, that's pretty. And you've got a blank page here. And then this is the little fall fairy. I thought it'd be cute up in the tree. And it's blank on the back, so you can journal all you want. You can journal under here. You can make a picture over here and journal here. Same thing, and then this is not meant to be a tuck spot. It's just meant to be a little decoration. You can add some things here and write about it here. I should have pulled all these out. And this is just a little pocket. And you can actually write on the back or put a picture on the back of that. And you can write here to tell you what it was. And this is another little fall fairy. And you cute. And then, remember, it was supposed to be done by October the 1st. So, we have a little witch on her broomstick and some pumpkins. But that's okay. That's Mary Englebright, and he's just adorable. And this was actually from HGTV, their one of their magazine pages. And they took the same porch, but decorated it in 2 different ways. So, what I did was I cut it in half. And I just pasted them all together, like cut around and stuff. So I thought it was really kind of cute, the way it came out. There are actually 3 signatures. I, on purpose, removed this signature to save for the last, because it's my favorite. And so we'll go right over to Santa. And he has just a little tag. that says joy, and there's another rabbit on the back, and you can write something there. You can write things here. And I love that Santa. That's antique papery. Her Santa's. It's just so pretty. And there's a blank page. Here is another. This is from Rachel's. That's her paper. It's not, right, that's the Marie paper. And then this is one of her white doilies on the back. I think that looks so cool to do that. This is TikTok by Shabby Dabby Doo Dah Tina. And it actually had a little pocket on the back where you can write some. And then it had a pocket on the back. And then it's blank on the back, and you can write there too. So I thought that was kind of cute. And they go together. Just a pretty, pretty winter picture. There's Santa. And, you know, you can write a letter to Christmas to Santa. Dear Santa, this is what I want this year. Antique papery, her beautiful Christmas paper. More antique papery. I think I got this from Pinterest, I think. More lined paper. This came from a kit, I think, from Victoria Designs. I'm not sure. But I think that's where that came from. And then this again, this little girl, she will show up in a lot of different places. It's just a little flip out with the little rabbit on the back. And this is our Santa, and I loved putting the Santa here because I love this pocket, and I thought they matched so well. And there's the little Victorian girl. When here she is there, and you can write some on the back. You could put a picture under there. Wouldn't that be cute of your child, a picture of them seeing Santa? It can be a duplicate. It doesn't have to be the original. And there are my boots again. I love that page. And there's just little Miss Mouse looking, waiting for Santa. This is Medieval Mirage. It's just a pretty little antique holly bough I found and just glued it on there. Another one of these picture things where you can put a picture right in there. This is Andrea's Artie Maze's A Winter's Tale. This bird doesn't come on this. I cut him out and glued him on, but you have plenty of room to write on the back. And you can write here. This is Medieval Mirage. And I actually took some Inca Gold on this one and put in the gold, and now it's sparkly. I don't know if it shows that, but it looks really cool. And another vintage camera, because here's another place that you can tuck some photographs. And this is Medieval Mirage, but this is antique papery. Then this is the Medieval Mirage little tag. And I don't know if you can see that. I hope so. With the Inca Gold, it looks so cool. It just gives a little bit of flash. Because back in the day when these were made in medieval times, that's what they would do. They were all hand painted. And so they would glimmer, and the colors are beautiful and bright. And you can absolutely journal a little on the back, put a photo. Here's another Santa that I just love, and so I put him there. I put these right here specifically because I thought it matched so well with all the colors on this page. And I love that paper that I put in the back because it's silver. And this is, the bell still rings for those who truly believe. And in our house, we believe, or Santa does not come. And then that's just a little Victorian girl I put on this page. You can put another picture there. You can write on this one. I thought that was beautiful paper, so I wanted to include it. This is TikTok. It's another one of the photograph places, because I want you to have a lot of areas to put photographs and memories to go with it. This is Andrea's A Winter's Tale, her little bunny. I love bunnies. Who doesn't? And then just some candy canes on the back. But that counts as a bunny. I love this page. I have only made journals for me in the past, and I put it in everything I always made because it's just from 1835 French. The writing is gorgeous. And so I thought I would put it in here because I love it so much with some Christmas fabric. And then the little Holly Fairy, and he's cute. He also has some Inca Gold on his feet and some on his little wings. And so I thought, and he has plenty of room and some tags on the back and lots of journaling space back there, and of course here. Now this is sheep, and that's another little tag. I thought that was so cute. And there's plenty of room on the back to journal and to journal way back here. This is a fold over tag. It folds over the top and comes over here. And let me take this off. And then the bottom, this is part of Rachel's embroidery paper, and I just stamped Merry Christmas on that one. And then this little guy comes out here with Santa, and there's plenty of writing space on the back. And then another map of the world so Santa won't get lost. And this is actually a little tuck spot. You can stick that in there. And this one has its own little pocket space. And that can go right there. And then that one fits right back under there. So I thought that was fun. And there's another photograph place and a blank page beside it so you can write. I just thought that is such a pretty page. I'm not sure. I think that's Antique Papery. I think that is her because she had vintage papers. I love this ribbon, and so I wanted to put a piece in there, and then I love making those, so I put some there. And I put this little girl specifically on this page because her little dress matched these beautiful flowers. These pages are Antique Papery, but you can certainly put your own page there. It'd be so cute to put if you have little girls in your life, you can dress them up in their little Christmas dress and paste the photograph in there too, or on a tag. Wouldn't that be cute? Yeah. And just some more blank paper because here's another place where you can put in some photographs. Just a reindeer's antlers with lights. I think that's so cute. And more vintage cameras. This is the Christmas tree fairy. When I was a little girl, the Christmas fairy would always leave us presents on the Christmas tree that would be inside the branches from the Christmas fairy. And here she is. So I finally know what she looks like after all these years. So this is some more. This is just a little Santa tag. I love that Santa face. And you can write on the back of there and tuck some special things in there, maybe a picture, whatever. Get the kids to draw a picture and stick in there. Another thing of a big journaling card. This is Medieval Mirage, which I just love. And look how pretty that looks. The Victorian Santa in there. And just some more deer. I love poinsettias. And I kept my poinsettia from last year, and it was living, and we had a nice rain the other day and some warm weather. I put it on the back porch so it could soak up some rain and forgot about it, and then it got down to 20 and it's dead. So I'm heartbroken. But anyway, live and learn. But look at this little boy. Isn't he the cutest thing you ever saw? I hope you can see him. I hope the camera's zooming in on that. I think he is adorable. Just absolutely adorable. He looks like that little kid whose parents are making him stand still for the his picture taken. You know, the ones that scream. I just thought he was so cute. I had to include him. Here's another Santa stationery page. And a beautiful winter scene. And some more fun little Rudolphs or little reindeer. I guess that's Rudolph because his nose is red. And a pretty winter scene. This is a large journaling page. It just looks pretty in here and colorful. And the whole back, you can journal on it. This is Antique Papery, and this is just a collage of a bunch of different ones. Oh, this is so cute. So, I had this was first. I got this page, this image first, and made the tag to go there. And then later, I got this image. And then when I was putting the book together, I realized they had the same mailbox. I think this must be in Europe because we don't have mailboxes like that in the United States that I know of. So they had to go together on the same page. And this is some of the beautiful Antique Papery Christmas page. And it just matched everything so well. And then on the back is that cool Santa and with the little tag. And so you could put a picture back there, right here. This has some room on the back that you can write with, and certainly on the page here. And the cardinal is the state bird of Virginia where I live, so I thought that was so pretty. It's a journaling card on the picture. Antique Papery. And this is the last page of the journal. It says home for the holidays. And this, of course, is blank. If you want to buy it and you would like a pocket, I'm happy to sew one in there for you. Now, the journal is not finished. There is a third signature. It is my favorite of them all, so I'm just going to move this. Now, the idea for this, I had it bouncing around my brain, but when I saw this actually on Rachel's channel. She's Roxy Creations. I'll put a link. And while I'm thinking about that, let me put this down here. I couldn't remember, I couldn't find the information about who the wonderful Christmas pictures are, pages are. There are some in here. And it is Nostalgia Graphic Land on her Etsy. And so I will certainly put a link there. She has gorgeous, gorgeous pages, papers that she makes, but that is the correct name. And so I'm glad I found that. So this is actually from Victoria Designs, this paper. But I was watching Rachel's channel, and if you don't know about her, she is Australian, but when she went to college in Italy and met and fell in love with an Italian fellow, because they're all gorgeous. I don't blame her. And so she married, and they moved to Italy. And so she's just a riot. But they have an antique market in her town every year, and she and her mother-in-law go. And she said that her mother-in-law told her that it was common in the late 1800s, early 1900s, that for children to write letters to their parents at Christmas thanking them for that. And then that gave me this idea for this beautiful journal, because these are Rachel's papers. And as you can see, this one is dated 1898, I believe that is. I can't read it, but this is a Christmas, and she said her mother-in-law said that this is what this is. And I'll try to hold it up close. And this is beautiful vintage trim I had to put on there. And then this is another page from the Italian, I believe. And then this I know came from Rachel. It's one of her digital downloads. And this is also an old one. And you can see where it had been folded and kept for all these years. That's again of the, let me take that one away and just show you this one. This is the letter side by side. Look at that handwriting. Isn't that just gorgeous? I don't know what it says, but the stationery. And then that was the little girl. See where it was folded, and this is the tape where she had to take the tape off, and it was tucked away in somebody's heart for all those years. And so that is holding this together. This is another copy of that back page. And then this is a blank page, but with a large journaling card that has pretty lace on the back. I don't know if that's my lace or if I bought that somewhere. I really can't remember. It might be one of Rachel's. I just don't remember. Sorry, Rachel, it's yours. But, so that's the foundation. And this is, again, this antique papery. No, I'm sorry, Victoria Designs. And it's just so pretty. It talks about ringing the New Year bells. And that's the end of December. And it says, ring out the old and ring in the new. Now, this is, I wanted this to be a writing. So the next section is for, and this is Nostalgic Graphic Land. Nostalgia, G-I-E, Nostalgia Graphic Land. And that beautiful Santa. And all these are writing pages. And they're lined as much as I possibly, and a lot of pages duplicate, but this is a writing journal. And when your friends come over, you can have them write a little bit. You can write what you did during the day. You can ask your parents or other older people ask them to write what Christmas was like. Another great thing you could do if their children are older, like maybe young teenagers, that if grandparents come over, they could dictate to the kids, and the kids could write for them. I hope you can see this. Could write for them maybe, and it would be a good way of hearing the story and bonding with an elder. And I just love it. Here's some memory. And this cool page is upside down. Sorry about that, Paris. But it's still cool looking, and you can laugh about that. This is blank page. This is antique papery. This is another beautiful one from Medieval Mirage. You could certainly glue something on top of that. More blank pages so that you can write. Your friends can write. Your relatives, when they come over, they can write. And as I said, these pages will duplicate, but they're beautiful pages for a journal. And I did make them a little bit more transparent than what they originally would print out as, so that you could write on them easily. I just think they're beautiful and a great way to capture memories. And I love poinsettias, so I wanted to just stick that on there as a little decoration. Isn't she cute? Doesn't she look like a little Cupid doll? Isn't she just adorable? So I stuck her on there. More paper. There's a lot of room in here. And if you don't fill it up all this year, add some for next year. It's just a great keepsake. I would not write with a Sharpie, though. I would not write with anything more than a ballpoint pen. I don't think I would use a fountain pen even, because it might... This is presentation paper, but it might leak through. This is Medieval Mirage again, and Antique Papery. Just beautiful, beautiful paper. Again, lined paper. You can put a little message in there and say, memories of Grandma, and then put the year 2019. Just more pretty papers. And Santa Claus so jolly, a little carol, and then this is back page. Now you can paste something on there, and what would really be cute if you took a picture of either the kids or your parents or your grandparents or your friends or aunts and uncle, family members writing in the journal, and you could post it right there beside it. Could do the same thing. And look where the page was taped. I just think that's so sweet, and held all those years, over 100 years old. And so that is the part of this one. And inside that one, the next bit is kind of for kids, because I want kids to feel comfortable using this. Isn't that cute? Even though they're not bunnies, they're mice. But it's also for adults. This is Victoria Designs. Just beautiful. This is Antique Papery, her winter, which is so pretty. She does watercolors. It's just gorgeous. It's gorgeous, and I had to put it in here. I think this would be so cute if you put the kids and like the dog or the cats, if you have more than one, and put them in there. I think that would be so cute. And this paper is just so beautiful. I love blue, so I thought it was beautiful, and I wanted to add it. And isn't that cute? Just some more lined paper. This is Victoria Designs. This is Antique Papery, and they blend together.